Traveling holds the promise of adventure, but sometimes, unforeseen challenges turn the journey into a test of resilience. In this video and blog post, we recount an unforgettable ordeal during our recent exploration of Scotland. By sharing our story, we aim to provide fellow travelers with insights into coping with adversity, making informed choices, and embracing the unexpected. Every expedition begins with excitement. As a group of 5, we chose to rent a car for our Scottish adventure, believing it to be a cost-effective and convenient choice, especially for a group our size. Having had a satisfactory experience with GreenMotion before, it was a no-brainer to rent from them again. Little did we know that this journey would differ greatly from our previous ones. The journey begins. Starting off from Glasgow Airport, the first bump on our journey came when the shuttle we'd arranged failed to appear on time, leaving us shivering in the early morning chill. An early sign of the challenges ahead, perhaps. For the initial days, we relished the smooth ride of our rented 2023 Renault Clio as we ventured through the scenic beauty of Scotland. Little did we realize that the calm was fleeting. A seemingly trivial pothole on a late-night journey turned our world upside down. Both tires deflated, stranding us on an isolated stretch between the Isle of Skye and Tane. Darkness enveloped us and a sense of vulnerability set in. In the absence of network coverage, we were marooned without a lifeline. Thankfully, the kindness of a passing elderly couple provided us with a glimmer of hope. They offered us a lift to the nearby Kyle of Lochalsh police station, demonstrating that compassion still thrives in the most unexpected moments. Attempts to contact roadside assistance turned into an infuriating cycle. They insisted on being physically present at the car before any help could be extended, leaving us feeling abandoned in our hour of need. We were at the police station in Kyle of Lochalsh, and the gates were closed. We had nowhere to go as our stay was 90 miles away, and there was no way to reach there. We waited at the police station, and after some time, 2 police officers showed up and asked us to wait at the train station as it has benches. Throughout the night, we battled plummeting temperatures, seeking refuge wherever we could. Our calls to the roadside assistance were met with disappointment. We asked what the series of steps would be if we somehow managed to reach the car and call from there. They responded that they could send someone, but it might take more than 3 hours for them to arrive. They explained that upon inspection of the damage, they would either provide a temporary fix or tow the car to the nearest town. We explained the extent of the damage, to which they replied, "It seems like the wheels are damaged, so they might not be able to fix it. The best they could do is tow it to the town." Hence, I attempted to reach the vehicle's location, which was 14 miles away. However, there was no way to reach there as no cabs were available, and the entire town seemed to be shut down by 8 p.m. With no options to reach the vehicle, we opted to search for shelter, but unfortunately, all the hotels, lodges, and establishments were closed. As we wandered around in search of a place that offered some respite from the cold, we eventually settled outside a grocery store drawn by its lights. An hour later, the temperature dropped even further, making the situation even more unbearable. Facing the chill, we decided to approach the police for help, or at the very least, to reach the car for warmth. However, the police patrol vehicle was an hour away. They suggested that roadside assistance might be able to transport us to the vehicle. After conveying the situation to the police and sharing our conversation with roadside assistance, they took the roadside assistance's number and engaged in a discussion with them. They subsequently called me back, advising me to talk to roadside assistance again. They assured us that they should be able to pick us up en route to the car. I made another call to Renault, only to be informed that the waiting time was 4 hours. To our dismay, they mentioned that after this waiting period, they would only be able to tow the vehicle and not perform any actual repairs. This didn't make much sense, considering it was already 4 a.m. This would mean that they would essentially arrive at 8 a.m., only to state that nothing could be done. They then suggested we wait until 6 a.m. when the garages might open. As the cold continued to intensify and become unbearable, we contacted the police once again, seeking any assistance to reach the vehicle to avoid the risk of freezing. However, they were unable to provide us with a solution, leaving us stranded in our predicament. We ultimately decided to head towards the vehicle, hoping to find a taxi or some form of transportation. This led us to stumble upon a garage. Upon calling them, they instructed us to call back at 9 a.m. Returning to the train station, we settled onto a bench in an attempt to get some rest. Despite our coats, the cold was so severe that we found ourselves shivering uncontrollably, yet there was little else we could do. As dawn broke, the extent of the damage became clearer. At 8:30, we reached the garage, and there we saw lots of cars with flat tires, realizing that it wasn't an isolated incident. 2 of us accompanied the towing vehicle to retrieve our car, and during the journey, we noticed numerous potholes lining the edge of the road. Returning with the car to the garage, we proceeded to remove the wheels. It was there that we observed the damage to the alloy on both tires. The mechanic advised us to return in 30 minutes, during which time he would attempt a repair. If unsuccessful, he'd let us know whether the entire tire needed replacement. After waiting for 30 minutes without any word, we returned to the garage. Surprisingly, we saw the mechanic leaving with the towing truck, leading us to assume that the issue had been resolved and we could resume our journey. Much to our disappointment, we found that the flat tires had been reattached to the vehicle. Both the rental company and roadside assistance evaded responsibility by exploiting an insurance loophole. Our frustration mounted as we grappled with the implications of this technicality. They explained that the damage to the tires is covered by insurance, but damage to the alloy is not. This technicality was something I hadn't anticipated. Their maneuver allowed them to absolve themselves of any liability, leaving us on our own without assistance. GreenMotion remained steadfast in their assertion that we were at fault, citing our alleged lack of careful driving. Consequently, they refused to offer any form of help, no replacements, no assistance whatsoever. As I towed the vehicle in the morning, I noticed that the A890 road was riddled with pointed edges, capable of causing instant tire punctures. In fact, I witnessed more than 5 vehicles with flat tires during a 10-mile stretch. The deplorable road quality along that specific stretch marred half of our trip and inflicted similar woes upon countless other travelers. Many were forced to expend significant sums, several £100s, on top of losing a day's worth of travel. Stranded for hours in the biting cold, their experiences were tainted by this unfortunate circumstance. In the end, it's the garages that stand to gain from these situations, reaping profits from the misfortunes of weary travelers. The aftermath was a domino effect of dashed plans and wasted time. The meticulously planned days slipped through our fingers, along with our hard-earned money. Our ordeal serves as a warning for those planning to rent a car and hit the road. It underscores the importance of scrutinizing rental agreements and being prepared for the unexpected twists that can transform an adventure into a trial. As we reflect on this experience, we're reminded that even in the face of adversity, there's an opportunity for growth. Sharing our story empowers others to make informed choices and approach their travels with vigilance and resilience. Our journey through Scotland wasn't the picture-perfect adventure we envisioned. It was a lesson in adaptability, patience, and the unpredictable nature of exploration. By recounting our story, we hope to equip fellow travelers with the knowledge they need to navigate challenges, ensuring that every journey, no matter how tumultuous, remains a chance to learn, grow, and uncover the hidden beauty of the world around us.